Kyle is at work today, but I have the day off, so my job right now is to get ready for our little weekend trip. So first up, put the mattress in here. Next is going to be our camp toilet, and I need to get that ready. Our camp toilet has two different tanks. It has the tank that has like all of the gray water waste, and then it also has the clean water that we use to flush. So in that first tank that has our clean water to flush, I add a little bit of laundry detergent and bleach, and I make sure that tank is full so we can really flush every time. We only use our camp toilet for number 1. And it's really just most of the time for middle of the night or late night, or you know, if we have an emergency. And so we can go many days without it like being full. I don't think we've ever had it get full, and so that is next up on my list. Okay, so this is our camp toilet. It has this bottom tank, which is what everything ends up in, and then it has this top tank that attaches on with these clips. So right here, this button is how we flush. So when we go, we open the trap door, and then we flush. And then this back here is a little cap where I will fill it with water and solution. And then we just make sure that we really thoroughly flush and rinse, and it makes a big difference. I had to change because it's actually a lot hotter than I thought. So I just filled with the hose, I filled this tank up so you can better see. Second tank has the trap door here. So anyways, this is our toilet tank, and this is where the water comes out. I'm going to add a little bit of laundry detergent and bleach to our solution here, put it together, and then stick it in the car. And I believe this is like over 5-gallon capacity, but I could be wrong. And it's worth mentioning that this has already been emptying from last time. The water you're seeing down here is just the solution water that I just pumped a couple times. So I'm going to dry it off a bit because it got a little messy filling with the hose, and then I'm going to stick it in the van. So what I just put back there is our camp chairs. We have a floaty situation thing, a camp table that's really small, and then our shoe bag, which we put right behind the passenger seat to kind of fill that space of the recline. And I actually misspoke earlier. We put the shoes behind the driver's seat, and then this, it looks really full. It's not. It just has a rain jacket for each of us and a sweatshirt for each of us, and this is what's going to go behind the passenger seat. Behind me you can see I just put up our curtains that separate the cab of the car from the rest of the car, and so these, I love them so much. They just attach to a little manufactured piece that the car already has, and then they have magnetics to keep them closed and strings to tie to the sides, and they do a really great job of privacy, and we really love them like so much. Okay, so this is super important to us. This is a Jackery. We have the smallest Jackery, so it's pretty lightweight, pretty small, and this is what we use to charge our cameras, our batteries for our phones and laptops. We're really glad we have it. In this tote I have my clothes, and then Kyle will put all the toiletries that he wants to bring in here, and then he'll have his own bag for clothes. He is a textbook overpacker, and so we're trying something different today, and he's gonna have his own bag instead of us sharing a bag, and we'll just put all like the toiletries in my bag. Here's just some miscellaneous. We've got toilet paper, a car freshener I just found, catchphrase, that's a fun game we like to play, some wipes, and tissue box. I just brought in our bedding. We just use a couple blankets and then one pillow, because I actually don't always sleep with a pillow, so when we're in the car I just don't even bring one. And then now I'm going to put up the curtains. We still have a couple things like our food, our electronics, which we're obviously using right now, and then we also have a water cube that we put behind the passenger seat, so then we can kind of pull it out and have it hanging over and use it that way. So I'm going to put up the curtains just to get things a little secured in place, but obviously we'll take them down later, so that's where we're at. And then we also, as you can see, this is hanging over the edge. This is so we can really secure the fitted sheet down, and then one of us will hold it while we close the trunk and then really squash it into place. These are the covers we use for the rest of the windows. They come with suction cups, and some of them are still in place from our last trip, so it's just reflective side out. And they do a pretty good job. It's not perfect, but it's better than other solutions we've tried before. I'm gonna put these up just to get them all in place, and then it's just food, water, and electronics, and Kyle's bag, of course. Okay, so we don't have the curtains in place when we're driving, obviously, and then at night we kind of tuck them better in. Like, we'll tuck this in, and if we need to, we'll tape, but normally we feel just fine with just kind of tucking it in place. And they block out light pretty well, and we actually do Walmart parking lots for the most part, so there's always like a little bit of light, and so it's kind of perfect. Sometimes we do bring like a nightstand table lamp that we just clip in and plug into our Jackery. I think we might be doing that this time just because it is really convenient. And so we still have a water cube that will go right over there, and then Kyle's bag will go on top of my bag, and then we'll have an electronics bag. Oh, and we also have our food bag too. At night, sometimes we'll put like our food in the front seat, or if I have like books that I'm bringing, put those in the front seat, and then we'll stack our bags, and then we will sleep. And it's actually really not bad at all. Anyways, that is where we're at right now, and it really is very simple, and I think it works really, really well, so we enjoy it. All we need now is to get this water cube. This is our water cube. I think it holds 5 gallons. We have 2 of them, and they are a bit of a pain to fill, but it's very important to have water with us on the road, especially since recently it's been hard to find water. A lot of taps are closed, or like Walmarts are just like out of water, so very important to have water. And then food basket, Kyle's basket, and electronics basket, and we will be ready to hop in and go on our next adventure. So if you have more questions about our van setup or about like sleeping issues, stuff like that, feel free to let us know, and hopefully this kind of helps explain some things, because I know we haven't been great at showing our setup. So good time, Malcolms.
I get around despite the loss. I'm over here, gotta get across. Whether you like it or not, I get around despite the loss.